All right, guys, gals, let's get started. So, we're going to look at language support for YouTube. Uh, yeah, so I found a cool feature I'm going to share with you guys. Should be nifty. We're talking about grading policy update, and then we'll look at operating systems versus applications versus drivers. That'll take about 5 or 10 minutes or so. We'll talk about drawing in Java, so you guys can start making some cool pictures. And then you guys will do stuff on your own. Good day. All right. Let's talk about language supports first. So, this is a YouTube video that I posted. And if any of you have English as not your first language, I want to show you how to fix this up to make it easier. So if it ever is helpful, closed captioning. If you are watching in class and don't have headphones, or if you just like being able to see the words, you can press the closed captioning button and it'll automatically, this is on mute, but it'll automatically put the words down. But the other beneficial thing is that if you happen to be a student where English is not spoken at home, or you prefer to learn in different languages, for example, maybe you want to learn in Bosnian, so you can press the cog and go to subtitles and auto-translate. And it will turn my lesson into Dutch. So there you go. There is a Dutch language translation. Maybe if you want, locally the most obvious would be Spanish, right? Or French if you're from Canada. But there you go. So it's giving you Spanish context for the lesson. So everything I teach, you can just translate, and maybe that'll help you. If it doesn't help you, oh well. I just wasted 2 minutes of your time. Stinks for you. All right, next on the to-do list. Discuss grading policy update. All right, so there are a lot of people failing. A lot. And I think a lot of it is that the coding is just so daunting. You're like, that's so confusing. So I posted this on Schoology. And if it's helpful to you, then good. If it's not, okay, then you are already in a good spot. But any coding assignment, if you submit a coding example, or the coding example for that with that project, then I'll give you a passing grade if it works. I just need you to submit working things to me for the first 6 weeks. We'll start at low expectations and we'll go higher. The closer you get to it being what it's supposed to be, the closer you get to 100. If you want me to resubmit one of your grades, that's totally cool. Under this new system, I will hit resubmit and I will relook at it. If you don't hit resubmit, then I can't guarantee I'm going to go back, because that would just be completely insane for me to go through every single thing that's already been submitted and regrade it. But if you want it regraded, hit resubmit and I will work on it. So to pass, all you have to do is the examples I've done in class in Rappel, which I feel is super nice. Trying to not have lots of zeros be a good thing. So, all right, look, we've done the first 2 things on our to-do list. What's next, guys? Operating systems, applications, and drivers. That sounds fun. I bet your head bounced off the pillow today and you thought, I hope they talk about what the difference in operating system drivers are. So let's discuss it. Software, types of software. We'll just types of software. All right, there are 3 types of software that we are going to cover. You could probably break them down into other ones, but operating systems, applications, and drivers. So, which one do y'all want to define first? Application. Someone said application, so we're going to do it. Application. So, what do you think an application is?
It's like an app.
Okay, like an app. Put in quotes. So an application is a program designed to execute. Do what? Yeah, so to execute commands for a specific function, like word processing or playing a game, browsing the web. We'll change the function to like activity. So pretty much every activity that you would do on a computer is done through an application. The other two software types are ones that you see all the time, but you probably rarely think about, I want to use this. Which one we do next? Oh, we have to finish up. Browsing the web. What's another one? What's something else you can do with the computer? What? That's called web browsing. Or coding. Like NetBeans. NetBeans is an application.
I don't know what that is.
Got it. Because you use Repel, which is a web browser thing. Yeah. All right, let's do operating system. Program that is always running and allows the device to run applications. So nobody so for example, Windows is an operating system. iOS, you know what the OS stands for? Operating system. Linux is an operating system. I think it's called Mac OS for like MacBooks. Android, operating system. They are the program that is written at the most basic levels so that a device can run other programs. There is a very limited number of operating systems. What? No. It's not like, I'm not saying the number of operating systems that can exist are limited. I'm saying there are not many operating systems out there. So for like your phone, it comes with an operating system installed, and you don't have a choice on it. If you have an iPhone, you have a Mac operating system. For these devices, you pretty much can choose from Windows or Linux. There's not a whole lot of other options. You can't put the Mac, well, you can. You cannot easily put the Mac operating system on a PC. You cannot easily put Android on a PC. Right? So we've talked about operating systems. We've talked about applications. What are drivers? How many of you have heard the word driver before when you talk about computers? What have you heard it in relation to? Runs the code. I'm glad we're talking about this. Drivers are software designed to allow a piece of hardware to communicate with applications. So for example, every keyboard is designed differently. Most keyboards have their own little design, little tweaks, different special keys. The program that allows your keyboard to communicate with the hardware is called the keyboard driver. Right? And so there's a driver for your mouse. There's a driver for your sound card. There's a driver for your graphics card. There's a driver for your memory. Every hardware device has its own driver. There's a driver for how your networking card interacts. And it's all software that is downloaded. A lot of times, Even like this headset has a driver. A lot of times there's a small amount of memory inside the device, and when you plug it into a USB, the first thing that the USB device, the USB requests from the computer will ask the USB device for is give me your driver software. And it's really small, but it communicates how the computer should interact with this device. So will you ever open up driver software and be like, I'm really excited about my new mouse driver? I mean, probably not, right? I'm really excited about my new keyboard driver. You probably won't. But you would be frustrated if it stopped working. If all of a sudden your mouse did not communicate correctly with your computer, you would get angry, right? So you get mad when it doesn't work, and you don't know when it does, which means it's working right. So there's your types of software. Give me an example of, let's get 2 examples of each, and we'll be done with this talk. OS, app, driver. Give me 2 examples.
Wait, can a driver be compared to a motherboard?
No, the driver is the program that's on the hard drive that tells your computer how to interact with the things on the motherboard. So, yes. What? Okay, so mouse driver. And the cool thing about it is if you download a different driver, like a different keyboard driver, maybe your escape key now functions like the A. Because it thinks it's a different device. So one of the best examples for gamer people is to say you can take an Xbox driver and use it on like a PlayStation, and a lot of times the X becomes A. The square becomes X. Yeah. Triangle and Y are the same. B and circle, same, right? So you have drivers that will allow you to take some hardware and use it as a different piece of hardware. Is that a better example for y'all? Yeah, so gamepad. So, what's the example of an app? Minecraft. YouTube is not. Actually, YouTube on a phone, but not on the browser.
I'm pretty sure it can be on a browser.
It can be, but I need you to listen to the difference. On my phone, YouTube developed an application to immediately launch videos without going through a web browser.
Wow.
Right? But if I type on my start menu and I look through the programs, I do not have under Y, I'm going to feel dumb if it's there, but yep, on the Y, I don't have YouTube installed. But you've seen me, but I can play videos on YouTube on my computer. I just have to go through the web browser. On your console, on your Xbox console, oh, yeah. No. But you're right. Your console also lets you download YouTube apps, Twitch apps, Netflix app, Disney Plus app, I'm sure.
What about a TV?
A TV, if it's like a Roku, it does. The Roku's. So Roku has its own operating system, right? That's an OS example. You got like that Roku OS that comes on your TV, and if it stops working, it's pretty much just a box of metal. So Roku OS. What's another example? Did you say Sony? Like PlayStation? Right? So the PlayStation has their own OS? Yes? Android? Yep. iPhone runs iOS. There you go. Yeah, it's also like iPads too. pretty much write the same software for all of them. All right, do y'all all know the difference?
Yes, I
It will be a grade for this quiz, so you should pay attention when it's the type of software's checked. Because I'm not doing more on this, because I feel like I've already killed the dead horse here. So,
Who plays Halo?
who plays Halo?
Halo is nasty.
Halo competitive players, probably.
I play competitive.
All right. Are you a diamond player in Halo? That's fun. Setup and Repel and NetBeans for graphics. All right, so I want to show you. All right, so I'm going to show you the two ways to start up graphics. Maybe I don't want to, but there you go. All right, so this is actually already loaded into Unit 3 on the Schoology, and if you click on it, I have shared this code with you. Yep. So that link right there goes to the template, and you can copy and paste it. And where you're going to draw, you can run it. And when you run it, it will draw a picture. So it simulates. Are y'all going to listen with your mask up? So when you run it, Repel will simulate having a computer screen right here. This same code I will show you on NetBeans. So for NetBeans, so this code, if I see this smiley face, I know that's mine. So you're not doing it correctly then. But for NetBeans, you would go to a project, and you would hit New, and it would be a Java game. I've already loaded them up on all your PCs for you. If it's not there, and we can say, like, draw a picture, and you get pretty much the same code that example did, and you will always draw where it says at the very bottom, it says draw your graphics here. So we could put that little stuff there, run it. And there's the thing. So it can work in NetBeans, and it can work in Repel. If you do NetBeans or Repel, you're going to copy from the PowerPoint every time. And you just take that text, take that code, copy and paste it. Has all the imports you need, has everything that you need. All right. So I'll show you here two quick things, and I'll preview another. So G.drawLine. Let's go from 0, 0, Mr. Al, to 100, 150. Do y'all see Mr. Al? Have y'all ever been introduced to Mr. Al before? Yeah, I'm going to show you Mr. Al, and for the rest of your life in math class, you will not be able to unsee him. Get ready. I'm about to ruin your math life. So if you can't see Mr. Al yet, allow me to assist you. And it does not matter what font I type 00 in, you will never be able to unsee Mr. Al. Let me show you. Agency. Mr. Al. The little comma makes his beak. I don't know what else we could do. What else do you want to do? Broadway. Mr. Al. Fine. Whatever. There's Mr. Al. It's what I call 00. It's fun. Can't unsee it. Okay, do it. And then we go to 100, 150. Let's talk about it real quick. In code, listen, I'm almost done. I promise. In code, 0, 0 is the top left corner. And you can pick where you want to draw your lines. And you can draw as many as you want. The maximum number of lines you can draw? So I can just copy and paste that. Right? I could put 2 of them there. One that goes at 0, 0. One that goes at 10, 0, and 0, 10. Start making a little fan or something. You can change this number to be like 250 and see what happens. Yep. 0, 0 is top corner. This is 500, 500. What? Okay.
Is there a limit to how many lines you can have it down?
Nope.
So you're telling me you could have 3 buildings?
As many as you need. This is 500, 250. Your X is 500. Your Y is down 250. All right. Let's make sure I've covered everything. Oh, we haven't done ovals and rectangles. In case you're curious, G.draw oval. We'll put it at 50, 50, 100, 30.
Wait, so an oval is like...
So there's an oval. I'm not going to teach you the full method yet. We'll do that next time we meet. I'm just giving you enough to play. To play around and start drawing a person. We'll do colors and official rectangles next time. And I don't know. We do it at 250, 300. Make it 25 by 10. So there's draw a rectangle. Okay? So today, here's what I need you to do. Make sure I covered everything. Did we look at other language support in YouTube? Yes, and we talked about the grading policy update. Yes, resubmit it if you want me to reevaluate your progress. We talked about difference in software types. We talked about how to start drawing in Java with the setup, right? We talked about drawing lines. We talked about ovals and rectangles previewing. And now today, you're going to take the software types check. This will be graded, so you need to make sure you knock that out. You're going to work on your missing assignments. Any zeros you have, you can work on those. And if you finish with that, your weekly coding assignment will be to draw in person. So have fun. All right, going to stop recording. I'll come visit you guys and see what questions you got.